Now again. Kurwa! I'm compromised! Zrozumiano. Visual on the exfil bird. Hey! Let's land here! Hey! Cicho! Dawaj the money!
What's up, guys? Nimbus here with Pull the Trigger Podcast. Today, Vigi and I, not Stubbins, but Vigi and I have a really banger episode for you. We got to interview some really cool voice actor dude that just showed up on the podcast. So we hope you guys enjoy it. And let's go.
Let the chaos begin! Controllers clacking, mics are hot, gamers on deck, we talk a lot, tech, Twitch streams and viral scenes, we're living the dream behind the screens. Gaming, streaming, chaos supreme, the crew that breaks your algorithmic dream. From pixels to madness, we light up your feed. It's Mr. Stubbins, Vigi, and Nimbus, yes indeed. Welcome to the show.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Pull the Trigger Podcast. I am Nimbus Maze. We're joined with Vigilante 360. We don't have Stubbins today, but we do have a better host. I mean, just hands down. We have Mars. How do you say your last name? I'm going to butcher it.
Lipowski.
Lipowski?
Yes, that it is.
Awesome. We have Mars Lipowski here. He has agreed to sit down with us. He's a voice actor. One of your biggest things was Call of Duty, the new Modern Warfare 2, correct?
Yes, that it is.
So, who did you voice in that game?
I voiced Gromsko, the Polish operator.
The Polish operator. Huh, let me guess. You must be from, like, Norway or something, right?
Dude.
So we are very happy that you're here, Mars. We really appreciate your time taking out of your schedule to sit down with us to just let us pick your brain and to get to know your story, you know.
Yeah, find out a little
Okay,
bit more.
first of all,
who Mars is.
before we start, it's cool. It's awesome that you invited me. I know that you invited Marvin prior to that, which is awesome too. And if it comes to weekends, I don't do anything. So
Oh, perfect.
The weekend is
Perfect.
I completely switch off my systems for the weekend, if I can, obviously. I'm trying to as much as I can because, weekdays are very busy sometimes, and indeed, weekends should be off. And this occasion, being here, it's a very cool thing for Saturday. Yeah. Okay,
Awesome.
let's go.
So what you're saying is, in the future, if we ever want to have you back on, make sure to do it.
Make sure it's on the weekend.
I mean, the weekdays are good too, but I need to know prior to that just to put it in the schedule. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. No, we get that. Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, cool, man. Like I said, I mean, we know you're excited to sit down and talk with us, and we're excited to have you. So, Vigi, you got any questions for our man here?
Yeah, so I was going to say is that we like I told you in our little email together, is that we try to keep this as free flowing as possible, but we did, and sometimes do, let our favorite AI chatbot come up with some questions, just to give us a guideline, right? So we'll keep it as free flowing as possible, but this will give us some stuff to talk about. So, like, the first thing we would really like to know is how did you end up getting into voice acting? Was it something that you've always wanted to do, or did you just kind of like one day fall into it?
So it's not like I always wanted to, but I grew up in a filmmaker's family. My dad used to be a filmmaker, and on the other hand, my mom used to run a film discussion club, and it was a certain type of a gathering, so to speak, where people would gather together and watch very niche movies sometimes, or very, how to put it, movies that don't usually are shown in cinemas. You know, something that might not be liked by the common people. I'm not sure if I described it well. It sounds off now. But she used to take me to all the showings, and To be honest, if I remember it well, I used to spend like 3 evenings a week watching movies in the cinema. So at the beginning, I was like, my first movie ever was Star Wars episode.
Oh, yeah.
For some strange reason, I think it was Empire Strikes Back. I think, but
Hey, any of the Star Wars movies are great, so that's a great place to start.
And the next one was the Superman with Christopher Reeve, and I remember my mom used to read all the captions for me because in Poland there was no movies with ADR or dubbing.
Oh, okay.
Everything was shown in original language, and there was captions.
Gotcha.
So yeah, my mom used to read it to me. Anyway,
That's cool.
I was fascinated with voices behind certain characters. Read Vader, for example.
Yeah.
That was the thing, and I thought, wow, it must be so cool to do that. Not that being a kid, that I thought, oh, it would be great to be a voice actor. I didn't, I knew shit about this, but
Right.
I didn't understand how it works. Besides, the original person behind the character was some other guy, So James Earl Jones just gave the voice. Anyway, but watching movies, I noticed that, it fascinates me, how people sound, on the screen.
Yeah.
And so certain voices stick, with me for years, for some strange reasons. It wasn't anyone significant, but I'm not sure if you saw the movie Navy SEALs with Michael Biehn, Charlie Sheen, and so on.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, the one of the very first scenes, there is a pilot flying Black Hawk, I think. A black guy, and he talks to a microphone, to his headset, and I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit! This guy, this vocal, wow! That was the first thing I said to my friend, like, hear that guy, damn, So I knew that the voices and voicing, that was my shit. Yeah.
Right.
And then years after video games came with real human voices, and there was 2 very significant projects. Games that I played, and first was Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. I forgot the name of the guy who voices the entity, the old being, when the main character is being cast to the void, and gets ripped apart, and this voice talks to him. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna love this game. But the most significant voice ever that made me a voice actor was in the video game by Acclaim Entertainment, The Shadow Man.
Oh.
So, The Shadow Man, Michael Noir, was voiced by Red Pepper. I found out years after. I didn't even think to look at the cast, but this was the shit, I'm like, God, this guy. And I remember it was year 2000. I just started university. And I remember I had this tiny tape recorder on me most of the time. Because I used to record myself talking to, that's when it all started,
Yeah.
So I used to record pieces from the game, from Soul Reaver, by the way. But
yeah.
I recorded all the cutscenes from The Shadow Man.
Oh,
I used to I used to play it to my friends when I went to, the school, the university. And those people were like, oh my God, it's impossible to have vocal cords like that. I'm like, yeah, so you know what I'm saying, you feel it too. And years after, and then I thought, it would be great to become a guy behind the character in the video game,
Yeah.
Then I started, a couple of years after, I started working at the TV, local TV station, and at some point they asked me if I could do some voiceover, because I was playing with my voice for years prior to that, and I could do stuff. And so the editor in chief asked me if I could do some voiceover for some simple commercials, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, just let's do it." But it was, man, those commercials, it was such shit. My God, it was nothing close to what I would love to do, but. And it was,
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I guess. In the UK, they call those the way I read those. They call it out town read, which is mega exaggerated. You know. So most of the commercials were for taxi corporations. Yeah, but that's where it all started. And
Now, those kind of commercials, did you kind of have like a free reign on how you could do it, or they're like, here's your tone for it? You're like, there's a taxi coming for you, you know, like, call today, you know?
They just gave me a couple of lines, and the editor-in-chief said, okay, just record whenever you want. So I used to sit in the studio and just go for it. And then we used to listen to it. Okay, it sounds okay, I guess. I'm like, all right, if you like it, I like it. Boom, that's it, you know. That's how it was going. And then some years passed, and I thought, I played Shadowman again, and I thought, I'm gonna look for the guy who voiced him, you know. So I found Red Pepper.
Yeah.
And I found a guy, and I thought, that's him. It was not him, but I've sent him a message. He never replied. I'm like, but you have this gut feeling, there was something was off here. And I eventually found him.
That's cool.
He never replied, though.
Yeah.
But then some more years passed, and I went through so many different jobs because of, you know, obvious reasons. You have to make money.
Of course.
And then And then I met my future wife, and because I used to live in the UK for a while before that, before I met my wife, we decided she never been anywhere, so we decided that she wanted to leave, you know, to make life a bit easier. During that time, if you worked outside abroad, you would make much more money. So we decided we're gonna go. I always wanted to leave, and then we moved to the UK. And soon after, a couple of months after, I had a discussion with one of my colleagues at work, and he used to be an actor. He started talking to me about this. I'm like, dude, I always wanted to be a voice actor. He goes, okay, I have to talk to my wife. She just finished the movie. His wife was actress too. And we had a chat. She directed me to a certain venue in London where I could get my training, which I did. And I'm like, this is it. I'm doing it. You know?
That's it,
Yeah.
right? That's your
That's
big
it.
break.
Yeah.
So I did everything during the first training. I did everything how I thought it should be done. The coach ironed my ass a little bit. It was like, nah, it's great. Yeah, great voice here, but things are not done this way anymore. So, but he put me to the right track. But because it was expensive, I started looking for different, ways of learning. And obviously, as many beginners, I went through some courses on YouTube and this and that. My gosh, it was such a mess. And I bought this book about voiceover, and there was lots of. At the end of the book, there was lots of websites where people can get training. And I found this organization that started in the UK. Now they are all over the world, and I took training there, which was subscription based, but made by real acting voice actors, but by people who were working in the business at the moment. So everything was fresh, and the amounts of training and webinars and everything is just immense. So I went through everything there was to do, and I got all the certifications and so on and so on. But what was the coolest thing was you could, for example, if you recorded something, you could send it there, and people who were in the business already for a long years, they could review it and give you some guiding, like how you should rather do this and blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
And then I heard that this organization organizes a big conference in London where you can go for a couple of days and obviously go to lots of training. But there was this one thing, because I wanted to be a voice actor in video games specifically. Obviously commercials and ADRs and some corporate reads. I was doing it at some point already. But because of video games, I used to make music also prior to everything. So I knew how to handle audio. I created my own gaming reel myself. So I done scripts and everything. I recorded everything, did the sound effects and music. I've sent it to those people. They went through it. They told me certain important things like you have to make those reads shorter. A lot of stuff has to be going on in each read, which I did, and I submitted it for One Voice Awards, sort of Oscar-like awards for audio productions. Not the same class as Silvas in the USA, but similar thing. And I applied for this category of gaming reels, and I got nominated.
Oh wow!
And my friend told me,
That's awesome.
I already started doing connections with a lot of people from the same genre, and from the same thing, from voiceover world. And one of my friends sent me, congratulations. He goes, Mars, you got nominated, dude. I was like, what? I did?
What do you mean?
Oh, wait, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, check the list. And he sent me a link for the list. I'm like, holy shit. I didn't know what to do,
Yeah.
And my other friend asked me if I'm going to go to London. I said, yeah, but all of a sudden something happened and I had to deplete my funds completely. And I said, so I told my friend, listen, I'm not going because I'm completely fucking zeroed. He was like, no, you can't miss shit like that. So she paid for my ticket for the award ceremony. She goes, just sell your kidney. You have to go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you got two of them.
I think I borrowed some money from my friend and I got myself a hotel, and I got there, and dude, that was one of the most amazing things I've ever done. But where I'm going with it also is, prior to going to the ceremony, to this whole event, I messaged Red Pepper. We were friends already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I told him everything. So he knew me. I said, so I'm like, why not? Let's go fucking both here, So I'm like, hey Red, is there any chance you're gonna be at the One Voice conference? He goes like, dude, we have to meet completely. I said, I'm like, yeah.
Just completely fangirling out. Yeah.
But I'm like, wow. He goes like, because of the fucking COVID, I couldn't go the last year. Mm-hmm. And I'm picking the award for the Voiceover Legend this year, so I'll be there physically. We have to meet. And dude, I was like, holy shit. After
That's awesome.
21 years of playing the game, I'm gonna meet the guy,
Yeah.
So I got to the ceremony. I sat at the tables with 7 other people. And so voiceover world is full of people who generally and genuinely want to see you win, and they will help you, and everyone cheering for each other. It's just amazing. I haven't met one person who is, how to put it, a backstabber in this industry.
Okay.
I worked with one guy who thought that he can get for my role more money than I should do. So that's one occasion. But I got to the ceremony, I sat down, I was in shock, like, oh my gosh. The thing is also that I grew up, when I was a kid, I used to be bullied, and I grew up thinking that I'm not worth much, I had this thing about myself. So it was difficult to me to believe that I actually achieved something absolutely amazing.
Right.
Being nominated for the award was colossal win on its own. Even though if I wouldn't win, the award, but being on the list of nominated people, and there was like 3,500 submittees for all the categories, So I'm not sure how many people in my category submitted, but I submitted, I got nominated, and I was self-produced also. So it was a huge fucking thing, seriously.
Yeah.
But I go to the ceremony, and I'm like, it felt so weird. I felt embarrassed to cheer for myself, you know, like to be happy about this. But I was looking around all the tables, if I see Red Pepper, you know. And I saw her at the organizer's table. I'm like, and I told everyone about this. Actually, I told my friend who bought the ticket for me, and she goes like, "Did you see him?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's the guy over there, you know, that table." She was like, "Wow, you have to talk to him." I was like, "I will." And people were like, "What are you on about?" I'm like, "So this and that," and she goes like, she's so alive. She's like, "You have to tell him everything. Listen to this guy." So I told them in 30 seconds the whole story, and they were like, "Oh." Some of those people never knew this guy. I'm like, how is this possible? He's been everywhere, you know. So they called him on the stage at some point. They pick up the award. I think he was the first guy they called on the stage, because this was the most important sort of category, the voice of a legend. And now listen to this. He stood up. And he's a huge guy, Jesus Christ. I can send you a picture. I'm 6'3", and he's like 6'7" or something. He's huge.
Damn.
No, jeez.
Seriously. And his vocal cords? I'm going to send you the link to a Volkswagen commercial with his voice. You can grind the concrete with this voice,
Damn.
seriously.
Wow.
And anyway, he stood up. I'm like, wow, that's my hero. And he went through all the tables, through the whole fucking room. People were like, "Hey, yeah," you know, high fives and so on. And he goes like, he went through everyone, you know, slapping fives. And he came to my table. He was like, "Hey, boss, good to see you." I'm like, and I stood up. We hugged. I sat down. He went to pick up the award. I sat down. I'm sitting like,
Right. That's
yeah.
awesome.
And people looking at me like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, legendary event, you know. And then we took some pictures together and so on and so on. And the story of Pepper is amazing, because he used to be a London sub driver, and some producer from BBC, I guess, heard his voice on the comms. He was like, "Oh my God!" He gave him
Gotta
his
have
card.
that guy.
Yeah,
right?
he gave him his card, and boom, there he was, all over the place, you know, radio station and commercials and so on. And he's still active, and he's so genuine and heartwarming fella, seriously.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
So-
that's my story.
Do you remember your the first role you ever booked that made you think, "This is it. This is real. This is actually happening"?
So I started doing, during that ceremony, I signed up with the VoiceFox agency, which is one of the biggest gaming voiceover agencies in the UK, and certainly one of the biggest in the world. And I started getting, you know, gigs, and obviously you have to do auditions for stuff. But prior to that, I did some commercials. I did Philips a company from Poland reached out to me to record Philips commercials for them, and which I did, and I did that for 4 years in a row, which was good, and financially, obviously, very sweet.
Yeah.
And I did some narrative stuff for companies, some corporate reads. But the gaming was the thing that I wanted to go for, and I recorded my first ever gaming gig was for some silly game. I can't even remember the name. I could find it, which I did. I wasn't that efficient if it comes to my gear and so on and the quality, but they thought it was okay. It's cool. But then I started working. A guy from Greece reached out to me to voice the main character in his game, and I did, and it was great. He loved it, and I voiced the main character, the detective, and the chief of this detective in the video game. And it's called. And it took 5 years for the game to come out. So it came out last year. But that was my first video game when I thought, yeah, this is sweet, like.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so good. So then I started landing gigs in huge AAA projects like Dying Light. I mean, Dying Light 2, Stay Human, and then last year Dying Light 2, The Beast, where
Oh, wow.
I done some extra voices for the crowd, for some in the Stay Human. There was for one of the renegades, the junkies that they turn zombies, but they junk themselves up. So
Yeah.
those people, and in The Beast, I recorded some extra lines for certain characters too, some soldiers also, and some video games on the way throughout the years. But then I landed. I got an audition for a video game. Obviously, it was the code name. Big projects never come with the original names, never.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I got this audition from my agent, and this is a short story here, okay? If you don't mind.
No.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, so I got 2 auditions almost at the same time. Very, how to put it, similar names. Not very similar if you think about it, but then it was one was Monolith, and the other one was Mastodon, something like that. Not very similar, but both started with M. I guess
Yeah.
it was like something like that. So I recorded for both of those, completely different scripts, completely different vibes. I recorded. And then, which is this is the very funny part of this whole story, I had an operation on my knee. So I went to the clinic. They operated. I woke up. They took me to my room. I woke up in my room like properly, but I was still heavily stoned. And I was completely in love with everything. Like, my gosh, everything was beautiful. I talked to some lady who was next to me. They prepared her for operation in the operating room when I woke up. I'm like, it's lovely. Don't be afraid. Those people are just gorgeous. Look at them. It's so nice. Wow. I had a discussion with the anesthesian prior to the op, and he goes like, do you know what? It is so interesting how people act when they wake up. I'm like, okay, why? He goes like, because when we put you to sleep, it's not like you're gonna be dreaming. We just stop your system, and you wake up exactly at the same moment. I'm like, ooh. Some people, he goes, some people get very aggressive, and some people are very abusive. Some cry, some laugh uncontrollably, some get completely quiet. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be okay. When I'm drunk, I'm in love with everything, Okay, so I woke up and like I said, I was in love with everyone. Wow, you people are gorgeous. My goodness, I love it. So they took me to my room. They brought me some food, but before I ate everything, I thought I'm gonna obviously send a message to my wife. She probably is worried, she's waiting for my message, which I did. And I saw a message from my agent, and it says that I won the audition, one of the 2 auditions, right? And she named the audition. I'm like, the project. I'm like, oh wow, that's beautiful. This is so cool. So I thought I'm gonna reply straight away, which I did. And I left the phone. I messaged my wife. I ate everything. I drank everything. A huge mug of coffee. The drug stopped working. I was back in my old self, completely back to my senses. And I felt something odd, like I don't know if you do that, guys, but I thought I should check the message I sent back to my agent.
Oh yeah.
And
100%.
I did. And I did. And not even one phrase made any sense. Like, what is this? I said, oh my gosh, Emily, I'm so sorry. I was drugged after the op. And she was like, yeah, I understood what's going on. She's okay. Like, I'm like, oh God.
I was completely blitzed out of my mind. I don't know what I was talking about.
And not even one phrase made sense. I was I thought,
Just talking, yeah.
yeah, I'm talking beautiful stuff. So I go back and they scheduled the recording some like 2 months afterwards, which was in July 2022. Yeah. And I went to the Pit Stop production studio, and I was like 90% sure what it is all about. I'm not sure where did I got some tips from, but it felt right, you know. I went to the studio, I sat down in the waiting room, and Kirsty Gilmore, awesome voice director. She is a legend in the biz of video games. She approached me, she was like, hey Mars, good to see you. We're recording Call of Duty today. I'm like, holy shit. The game
That's
I
big.
played for
Yeah,
so
that's
many
huge.
years, you know.
Yeah.
I still remember when my friend showed me the Modern Warfare, the very first one, where you could actually shoot off someone's helmet off, you know, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, the mission in Pripyat and so on and so on. I'm like, oh God, this game. So I played those games, and all of a sudden I'm here recording for one of the characters.
That's
Man,
awesome.
I had the time of my life in the studio. 12 hours of recording. 3 sessions each. I mean, 3 sessions, 4 hours each. Oh gosh. Obviously, now I'm listening to Gromska, I'm thinking, I could do this and that better, but no, it's on, it's going, it's...
You're like trying to reach out to him. Hey, let me rework it. Let me rework it.
I'll tell you that you brought a certain feeling and a certain life to that character that I don't know that many other people could have pulled off the way you did.
Really?
Oh yeah, Gromsko was great.
Oh shit, thanks. I mean, obviously I was vibing highly because of the fact that I represent my country, like for real, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not like just the skin. In the prior title, there was just they brought the skin of J.W. Grom, the unit. It was the real shit, you know. And man,
Yeah.
and I was waiting for them for the first screenshots from the game when they showed the screenshot of all the characters, you know, the grid. I'm
Yeah.
like, the grid. Nice. I love
That's
that.
me.
Shit. And I remember when they opened the game that it's going, and you know they started publishing, you know, the screenshots and everything was, you know, going in the air, so people were able to talk about this at last. And I remember I went to work, and some of my colleagues were waiting for the news. I'm like, and one of the guys was a huge Call of Duty player. He was like, talk to me, tell me. I'm like, yeah, I'm Gromsko in Modern Warfare 2. He was like, fuck, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Let's go. Yes.
That's awesome.
Man, yeah, that was great. That was great. And the fan base, yeah, I was so happy to represent, and so many people had eventually, all, you know, at last they had the Polish op in the game, you know, and they could do stuff, you know. Oh man, yeah, it was great. And I reckon at some point today we're gonna go to those places, but it came with, I mean, being a character, giving life to Gromsko, because which is important, which I appreciate even more if it comes to being able to make Gromsko, is the fact that so many lines in the game are my own. Because they what was the name of the company? My goodness. So they made lots of lines, and some of them didn't make any sense. So the voice director, she was asking me, what do you think about this line? And the guy from Activision, he was on every session, and he was asking me, what do you think? Did we do you know, good job here? I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't fly really. So there was a couple of lines where it was odd, that no one would shout that way. So what do you propose? I'm like, let's do this. He goes like, okay, cool, that sounds good. Okay, let's leave it. And I remember there was this line where, hold on a second. It was this line. When he gets battle rage, and he there's just two lines he screams during when he was on battle rage. He screams hooray, and the other one he screams for country and fatherland, something like that, for honor and fatherland, something like that. But the hooray, the original line was what was it? Was Dombrowski, a surname. I'm like,
Huh.
Why this line? It was like, this is, well, it's important line. I mean, he goes, it's important name for Poland. I'm like, and it didn't click straight away. I'm like, it's equally important as Smith. And then it clicked. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, yeah. The Polish anthem is called Dąbrowski's March.
Okay.
Okay. And I said, listen, I've never ever heard Polish army in all the warfare movies I watched during my whole life. I've never heard them screaming anything like that. They used to scream hooray. That was it. He was like, okay, let's do hooray. So I did hooray, and it worked. So many lines were my own, like some swearing and stuff, and obviously the most favorite lines of all the gamers, out there in Poland,
Yeah.
all the swearing and bad language. Yeah, this is the coolest.
Of course, that's where gamers go to anyway.
Sure. So it was great. So the Gromska is very close to my heart. Yeah. But with this role came responsibility also, which I started noticing when the fan base grew, and I started noticing people who and even Jim Boven, you have to talk to him too, the Koenig, obviously. We had the same interactions with certain fans that it turned out that they suffer from serious, how to put it, they were stuck in very dark places.
Okay.
And which is very sad. I understand. I mean, I'm a huge I always say out loud that people should go outside more and stay outside, like we used to do when I was a kid. We used to spend most of our lives outside. There was no sitting in a TV, especially, and phones, obviously, and like that. We used to interact physically with each other, and it was real life. And I miss those days, And these days, this generation is, I dare to say that it's cooked. Seriously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that several times on the podcast, that this generation is so out of touch and out of sync with the outside world that it's sad. It really is saddening.
And it is, like you said, dangerous. It's dangerous because normally, from biological point of view, people need, especially young men, kids, and young men and young women, they need to move physically a lot because your body needs to develop muscle tissue.
Yeah.
And because it needs depletion, physical depletion to de-stress, if there is no such thing in your life, you get stuck in your head. And there is no way you can deplete the excess energy. It is so bad. But then again, obviously I heard that people shouldn't play that much. I understand. And I think so too.
Yeah.
But what if people, for certain reasons, can't do anything else? What then? It's obviously their parents' duty to take care of certain things, and I'm not judging anyone here, but that's how it is sometimes. Especially during COVID, people got stuck in their houses, and people used to lose their brains because of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I think COVID that COVID era also harbored a lot of growth in the gaming community and the connections that you would make through gaming. Because I personally made tons of friends through gaming, being stuck, not being able to do anything. Right, that's all we had. And as gamers, that's what we leaned upon is the people that we met, the people we played with, and that helped. It does. It helped a lot.
Oh yes, definitely. Because if you stay on your own, oh gosh, it's scary.
Yeah,
so
very.
Where I was going with it, at some point, I established the Cameo profile so people could, order the personal recordings from me and so on and so on. It's even at this point, it feels very foreign to me, this thing, because I'm no one big, I'm no like Michael Jackson and Rutger Hauer or whatever, I'm just a guy who created the character of Gromska. That's it. But then again, this is what I think. But for certain people, this is a very important thing. Mm-hmm. The same thing was with Jim's Koenig. I mean, Koenig is the shit. Never mind Gromska. Koenig is the shit. So we went. Marvin told you that we met at during the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The season 2, I guess. Yeah. And I thought, oh gosh, Jim has to go with me to the GameCon, which we organized. And we went to the GameCon. We prepared everything. I ordered 2 huge standing posters for both of us. I had my own already, but I ordered one for Jim, so we got prepped. I made t-shirts for us. So I had Gromsko, he had Koenig. So we went there, and the interaction with certain fans was it was heartbreaking. Seriously, I remember this girl. She came to see Koenig. She came with her parents. She was like 13, 14, and she started crying so much. Oh my gosh, when she saw him. And her dad was standing next to my position. I'm like, talk to me. He goes like, she suffers very badly. She can't do much. So the game rescued her, from losing her mind. Like, and she plays Koenig, like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So meeting the Koenig for her
was huge.
Like a lifelong goal.
Fuck, seriously, I was like, and it was just one after another. And I'm like, what's the percentage of people who suffer?
It's a lot higher than you think.
Oh my gosh. But what broke me, seriously, it was so difficult. It was, and it sounds strange to say that it is close to my heart, but I lost my sister due to, I'm not sure if we can use certain code words here. I'm not sure if the system's gonna.
You can say whatever. We do our editing in post, so if we need to pull something out, we'll make sure it happens.
So some years ago, like 12 years ago, my sister took her own life, and she was bullied at school. And I was bullied at school too, so I know how it stinks. Yeah. And I know how angry I was for years. I got rescued by my trainer, my sensei. I started training full contact martial art, and I was so angry, And I remember because we would beat shit out of ourselves, out of each other. Seriously. Yeah. It was tough and painful, and I was crying so many times during those fights because all the anger was coming out, and he knew. I never told him anything, and he knew. We went through so many people like that. Then I used to teach also, and we had people like that. But during those at the training place, everyone was equal, and everyone was connecting with each other, and people just would open up, and people would talk, and it was such a great therapy. But I know how angry I was,
Yeah.
And I was so pissed off. Guys, I remember that day when my dad called me early morning. My gosh. So I never told that to my dad because he was out of space, seriously.
Yeah.
So I wanted, seriously, I was ready to kill someone. I knew who it was. And I knew the people who were responsible for protecting kids in the school, and they never did anything.
Yeah.
And they fucking knew everything. You know. So man, that was such a dark place for me. I never said anything to my wife about this. I used to do it. There was just one time I went to that school. You know, I never entered the school because it was shut, and I don't know where my head was, but I remember I was standing outside the fucking fence, and I was thinking, at some point I got myself thinking, what are you supposed to do? What do you want to do?
Right.
You're gonna beat up a kid?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what you're gonna do. It's like, you know, and so and my wife was pregnant with my daughter, so things had to be in place.
Yeah.
You know, but then I controlled myself, and I just realized it's not gonna go anywhere. You know, we have to put the life back, you know, in the right place. I'm still very angry about bullying in general, you know. And it is great. This is the first time ever when I'm talking about this, and my voice doesn't break, which is great. Thanks for this. So
Yeah.
So where I was going, the fans. At some point, this girl. I said this story so many times, but it is heartbreaking. So this girl ordered the Cameo video from me, and for birthday, to wish her, you know, happy birthday. But the message was that she wanted to go, and no one is there to wish her happy birthday. And I'm like, what do you mean you want to go? Like, okay, she's just a girl. Like, she was, I don't know, the same age as my sister. I'm like, what do you mean? I cannot open myself and talk deeply about and pretend to be a shrink. I cannot talk to a minor. This is a no-go place. I cannot do that. You know, I can just deliver, boom, and that's it, and off we go. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? She wants to take her own life, and am I supposed to record the very last things she ever listens to? What? And I remember, because at this point I was very aware of how I should treat people who reach out for help, and I knew and I learned a lot about trauma that comes from many things, you know, in life. And I thought, I re-recorded the message 16 times, and I couldn't keep up, and I couldn't keep my posture, you know, because the first time I started talking to her, I started crying, and the next one. I'm like, you have to compose yourself. It has to be delivered completely calm, you know. So I delivered, but I also told her, listen to me now. We're not going to go this way. I want you from now on, every week or every day, if you want to, just send me anything, like whatever. I want to know what you done in school, what you ate for breakfast, whatever it will be. Was it great outside when you took your dog out? What did you buy in the shop? Whatever. Simple message. I just want to hear from you. And she stayed. You know, it was so I cannot say amazing, because it's a gut-wrenching fucking situation. No sane human being can work with this situation, not losing your mind. You know what? This is just amazing. I would have to be completely cold-hearted, you know.
Yeah.
And she sent me a message 2 years after. She used to message me every now and again. She sent me a message 2 years after that the video I recorded for her saved her life. And then, prior to that, someone asked me what motivates me. During one of the game cons, I think, someone asked me what motivates me to be a good voice actor. It was during one of those events, I think. And I couldn't say, I didn't know how to reply. I was just saying, like, you think because it's cool, you know, because I always wanted to do that, and it's such a great thing to do that because it's video games and blah 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 blah. But it was so empty, this reply. And then when she sent me the message, I said to myself, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That what motivates me to create great characters, because certain things, certain people, like we said, you know, prior, some people are stuck in front of the computers because there is nothing outside for them. They have no friends, they are bullied at school, and they suffer, and the only resolution for them and the safe space is the video game, or a video game, and a character that you created. And when this takes place, though it's not cool staying inside all day, but it is what it is sometimes. I'm not a shrink, I cannot fix everything. But if that's what's going on, I'm going to deliver the best I can, because someone stays because of that. And it was it became so important to deliver properly and to give your heart to it. So if I have opportunity to create something, I absolutely do. And yeah.
That's awesome. Let's see. Okay, so
you've kind of
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was saying, I mean, you kind of talked about, you know, like what kind of made you fall in love with gaming. You know, the Shadow Man game was probably, I would assume, one of your favorite games. Yeah, if there was a game that you've ever played and you go, wow, I want to be in this game, not counting, like, you know, like not the ones that you've done, like Call of Duty, obviously, because now you're in that realm, but like you ever played like Shadow Man, you're like, oh, I would like to try my hand at this guy, you know, or something else. You're like, this would be fun to be a character in this game.
I can't remember if there was a game like that. But what I know is I always wanted to be a villain, like a ultimate bad guy.
Like a Darth Vader kind of guy?
Yeah, and some, like in the Soul Reavers, some dark, you know, half god that you cannot see but you can hear his voice.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh shit. And actually, while we at it, I'm working on a video game at the moment. I cannot talk about this game, and I play the ultimate asshole. Yes.
Well, that's exciting.
That is exciting.
Actually, there's 2 projects like that, but for one of those projects, I recorded the so-called vertical slice, which is, you know what vertical slice is. You make a piece of the project, the developers make the piece of the project to show to potential investors how it looks, how it sounds. It's from a very respectable studio, and I play a huge demon, which I absolutely loved straight away from the get-go. When they said, okay, this is what we want you to do, I'm like, oh, just show me the lines.
Hey, do it to me.
and I could drop my voice to the lowest register I can create, and it was so good. So I'm still waiting for the continuation of the project because I can't wait. And
well, that's exciting.
The project that I mentioned first, I cannot talk about this because we signed the NDA. I'm gonna have to ask actually when I'm gonna be able to talk about this, but I haven't published anything. But I play a badass too, a very bad guy. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah. And there is another project that I recorded some time ago, and the demo is on already. It's out there. It's been for a couple of months. And my voice is in it. But I asked my agent, just in case, I said, listen, so I remember when I recorded for this and that game. So this game, the demo is out and people are playing it. And I found the demo is like, I don't know, 30 minutes long or 40 minutes long, and that's it, as demos are.
Yeah.
I can see myself there in 3 different. I have 2 extra voices for soldiers and one of the sort of very important characters in the game. I said, "That's me. Can I start talking about this?" She asked the studio. "Oh, they said not yet." Like, fuck. I can tell you when we finish recording. Yeah. But this character in this game, he is a guy who creates a safe. How to put it? Safe haven for the player, so you can regenerate there and take some rest. Remember, I'm not sure which game it is. Whether it is what is this game when the police, the guy comes to murder scene in a hospital, I guess, and there's a demon, and he goes down into some void, and he has to escape, and he kills very bad people there. Some parody. What is the name of this game? Let me open Steam very quickly, okay?
Yeah,
absolutely.
take time. You're good.
What is this game? I have such holes in my memory. Come on, Steam. Come on, show it to me. Show it to me. Okay, so. But what I want to say, there is this like a nurse. When you die, I guess, or during the game, you can find this sort of like a light. When you approach it, you obviously like move to this. All of a sudden, you find yourself in this safe, like an office, or on a bed, and this nurse, she takes care of you for a while. What is the name of the game? So many games here. Sorry, guys. I'll be very.
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
Okay, so I'm not sure if it's the Outlast. I don't think so. No, that's not Outlast.
Oh, so that'd be pretty awesome.
That would be interesting.
Outlast is such a very cool franchise. I mean, in the sense of how big it is, and
my gosh, I forgot the name. This is amazing. The Evil Within.
Oh, okay. I love that game.
There is there the place where I'm mentioning the nurse, I guess, or the lady that takes care of you when you die.
Yeah, so that's at the beginning of the game.
Oh yeah.
Like when the game first starts, he ends up in the hospital and then he's taken care of. And then the first like part of the whole game, you have to escape out of the hospital, and then he goes out and sees the world's all topsy turvy, if you will.
Okay. So maybe that's not the game. But anyway, in the game I'm thinking of, I'm talking about now is, I'm this guy who creates a safe haven sort of station, and you can rest there and regain your strength, so to speak. And I look like, which is very cool because I wear a cylinder, and I look like Haitan Voodoo Papa Legba, the guy in the cylinder, smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey. Not that this gentleman does that, but he wears, and he decides whether you go to the dead side or not. Mm-hmm. Like, ooh, that's cool.
That's an interesting character.
That's interesting.
That sounds like it'd be a fun one to play.
Yeah, I'll tell you after we finish.
Yeah, for sure. I'm interested to find out.
Yeah. So there was no game as such about which I thought that I would love to be a character in this very game, but I always wanted to be a bad like a villain, an ultimate villain that is a demon or something, and it's happening. But
that's awesome.
Can't talk about this yet.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool that you said that, because that actually kind of ties into our rapid fire questions to kind of close out the interview. So, favorite video game of all time?
Okay, there's a couple of those. So yeah, the Shadow Man. Should I name one? Just one?
You name as many as you want. If you got like a top 10, I mean.
Okay, so the Shadow Man is the first one.
Okay.
GTA San Andreas.
Oh.
Good game.
Yeah.
Need for Speed Most Wanted, the first one.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my gosh.
I think Underground 2 is the best one of the series, but that's just
Underground 2?
Oh man, Most Wanted I think is way better, but
I don't know. Underground 2 was peak, I think.
Oh yeah, the customization. Oh.
It was so good.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're swaying his list.
What else? Some old-time games like Dune 2. Syndicate Wars by Boom.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, this game was crazy good. And okay, I don't want to go like up the hill too much against certain people, but one of the best ever, Battlefield 4.
Oh no. Oh,
never
scrub
played
that
that
out of here. We can't have it. But
Yeah, but so it started with Battlefield 3, and then I joined a huge clan, and then we played also afterwards when the Battlefield 4 came out. Oh god, I was stuck on this game for
We've
thousands
talked
of hours.
a lot about Battlefield here recently.
yeah.
I haven't
new one
played
coming out.
anything afterwards.
Well, I wouldn't play 6. It's not doing too well right now.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it started strong, and then it's dived pretty hard from everything that we've seen and can figure out. We think a big part of it is because they were unfortunately trying to mimic what Call of Duty's doing, where they're in the Call of Duty games you have the outrageous skins for your character, the gun camos and things like that. Battlefield never had any of that, and then they started putting that in this one, and that's
Which
kind
was
of
funny
hit there.
because when they announced the game, they said they were going to keep it more grounded and more realistic without any of those things. And then, not even 2 months into the game,
Yeah.
it's like, here's your first outrageously crazy skin, and everybody was like,
Oh
Yeah.
shit! This is a bad move.
How you gonna
Because
lie to us like
Battlefield
that?
was so cool because of that.
yeah.
Oh well, but yeah, Battlefield 4. I think it's on top of my list.
So I think it's pretty easy to pick this one out. But console or PC?
PC.
Yeah. Have you always been PC player, or
Yeah.
you ever did console?
Always.
Okay. See, I started console way back at like Nintendo days. So the good times. You've already answered this one, but if you had to choose villain or hero,
It depends, you know. I always wanted to play to be an ultimate villain, but to play a hero, a main character. Ooh, absolutely.
Let's say, it kind of seemed like you wanted to be the ultimate villain, so now you have to have the ultimate hero role. So
right? To balance
just
it
to
out.
balance out, and then you could just be whatever from that point on.
Do you remember the game? It was I'm not sure if it was Warfighter or some of those games where the main character meets a Polish crew from Grom, from special forces, and they set the route for them, and they tell him like, okay, we removed all the explosives and we marked all the whole route for you guys. So I'm like, oh, I would love to be this captain. Oh yeah,
Right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah.
Silent protagonist, yes or no?
What do you mean?
Hold on.
Like you're like a behind the scenes, like you help
Yeah.
the
Like, are
main
you more of
character,
a- Oh, yeah,
but like you don't get
absolutely.
the recognition, like you're not the
Yeah, cool.
oh, I only made it
Absolutely.
through this battlefield because of you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, if you could use one word to describe your voice acting career so far, what would it be?
Enriching.
Enriching,
That's awesome,
nice.
yeah.
I love that. Well, I mean, that's all of our...
I do have one more question. What is that metal behind you? Is that
Oh. I was a voice of a of the full cast audio drama, sci-fi audio drama, and the Penguin Random House produced it. So they've sent it to me.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this episode's been a lot of fun. Mars, I really appreciate you taking your time out and coming to talk with us today. It was a lot of fun getting to know you a little better, and I hope that we can do this again to get to know you a little more.
Dudes, absolutely. Anytime you want. And
Yeah, we
it's
really
great.
appreciate it, man. We may have to reach out to you on Cameo and have you give us a cameo to bully the host that wasn't here. Be like, hey man, you just missed this, and
That would
what
be
a shame.
awesome. We should totally do that. Actually,
Absolutely.
I'm down
Okay,
for that.
I'm down for that too. Guys, thank
Okay.
you so much for inviting me. It was great. I needed that. I needed to disconnect.
Man,
Yeah,
we really
we're-
appreciate
we're-
your time, Mars. I mean,
Really happy to have you.
And again, don't sell yourself short, okay? Don't. I know.
We're getting there.
You're not a big podcast or anything, but everyone starts somewhere.
Absolutely.
And when you project into the space that you're so low time player, that's what comes back to you. So don't do that.
Fair.
no, we really appreciate it. We appreciate the vote of confidence in us, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
And it's
well,
cool. It's unscripted and it's cool and it's natural and it's not stiff or anything. It's cool.
Yeah. We want to keep it. We want to
you're
keep
doing
it
great.
free flowing.
yeah,
That way it feels
awesome.
yeah.
better. So
So if I could tell you who you should invite for the next one of the next episodes,
we would
invite
love some suggestions.
Jim Boven.
Jim
Funny
Boven.
story is after you said that the first time, I sent him a message on Instagram. So we'll see.
If we get
We'll
him
see.
on here, do you want to be on here too? We'll just
We can invite you back, for that
yeah.
one if you
Would you like to
want
join
to.
us? You know?
If you want to, yeah. I love spending time with Jim.
That'd be
And
awesome.
his story is how he started and why
Mhm.
he started. Oh man. Oh yeah.
That would be awesome. So, is there anything? One final thing I should say. Let's start with that. Is there anything that you'd like to plug or get your name out so people know where to find you or anything like that?
I'm most active on Instagram, Mars.Lipowski, and that's it. I'm on TikTok. I started putting some posts on TikTok because of the fact that I streamed for a little bit, but because of the time shortage, I can't do that. So yeah, I'm on TikTok, the same name, and on Instagram. So please reach out if you want. Yeah, I appreciate
Sounds awesome.
Heck yeah,
That's
man.
fantastic.
Well, awesome.
Well, this has been a great episode. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
it. Yeah.
Peace.